Believing petrol myths could be quietly draining your bank account every single week. Millions of UK drivers overpay at the pump, damage their engines, or waste money on products that do nothing, all because of myths they believe are true. We're counting down the 10 biggest petrol myths, and number 1 could be costing you the most of all. Number 10. E10 petrol is bad for your car. E10 became the standard unleaded petrol at UK pumps back in 2021, replacing the older E5 as the default grade. E10 simply means the petrol has up to 10% ethanol mixed into it, instead of the smaller 5% used before. A lot of drivers still avoid it, worried it'll damage their engine or eat away at rubber seals over time. That fear is mostly out of date. Older cars built before around 2011 sometimes had seals and fuel lines that weren't designed to handle ethanol properly, and those cars genuinely could run into problems. But the vast majority of vehicles on UK roads today were built with E10 compatibility in mind. You can check your own car in seconds. Look inside your fuel filler flap. Most cars have a label there confirming E10 compatibility, or check your car's handbook if you're still unsure. If your car is compatible, and most are, there's no performance loss, no engine damage, and no reason to pay more for the higher grade E5 petrol instead. You'd just be spending extra money to solve a problem that isn't actually there. Number 9. Topping off gets you more petrol. Rounding up to a neat number at the pump feels satisfying, so plenty of drivers keep squeezing extra petrol in after the nozzle clicks off. That click means your tank is full. Any extra fuel you force in has nowhere to go. It either spills back out or floods a part of your car called the vapor recovery system, a set of parts designed to catch petrol fumes and turn them back into usable fuel, instead of letting them escape into the air. Once that system gets flooded, it can't do its job properly, and you'll actually notice worse fuel efficiency afterwards, not better. There's also a heat problem. Petrol expands as it warms up, so fuel that fit perfectly in a cool underground tank can overflow once it's sitting in your car on a warm day. That overflow is a fire risk, since spilled petrol is highly flammable, and it can eat into your car's paintwork if it sits on the surface too long. So when the pump clicks off, stop there. Topping off doesn't get you more petrol, it just risks your car and your safety for nothing. Number 8. Cruise control always saves you fuel. Plenty of drivers switch on cruise control every time they get on the motorway, thinking it's the smart way to save fuel. On flat roads, it genuinely helps. It keeps your speed steady, which stops the little bursts of acceleration that waste petrol. But hills change everything. When you're climbing a hill with cruise control on, the system is stubborn. It tries to hold your exact set speed no matter what, so it pushes the engine harder than it needs to, burning extra fuel just to keep pace. A driver who switches cruise control off on a hill can do better. Easing off the accelerator slightly on the way up, then letting gravity help speed things up on the way down, uses less fuel than forcing the car to hold one fixed number the whole time. That said, cruise control still beats bad habits. If you're someone who brakes constantly or accelerates in sudden bursts, cruise control will save you more petrol than your own driving would. It only falls short against a driver who already knows how to read the road. Number 7. Supermarket petrol is lower quality than branded fuel, like Shell or BP. This one gets repeated constantly, and it's simply not true. Every single litre of petrol sold in the UK, whether it comes from Tesco, Asda, Morrison's, or a big-name brand like Shell or BP, has to pass the exact same legal quality and safety standard. There is no separate lower tier of fuel that supermarkets are secretly allowed to sell you. The actual base fuel, the stuff that goes into your tank and makes your engine run, comes from the same limited number of refineries in the country. What genuinely differs between stations is the extra additive package some brands mix in. Extra cleaning chemicals designed to help keep your engine's fuel system tidy over time. Big brands often add more of these, and that's a real difference, but it has nothing to do with safety, quality, or how well your car will run day to day. So the next time someone tells you supermarket fuel will wreck your engine or just isn't as good, you can tell them that's simply not how UK fuel law works. Number 6. There's a specific cheapest day of the week to fill up. This myth stuck around because it used to be true. Years ago, UK fuel prices moved in a fairly predictable weekly pattern, so timing your fill-up around certain days really could save you money. That pattern is gone. Since 2013, prices have stopped following any fixed weekly cycle. What decides how much you pay now is the wholesale cost of fuel, meaning what petrol stations themselves pay to buy it, combined with how much competition there is nearby. A station with 3 rivals within walking distance fights harder on price than one sitting alone on a quiet road, regardless of the day. People often blame price jumps on fuel tax too, assuming the government has raised it again. Fuel duty and VAT stay fixed across every litre, every station, every day, so tax explains the floor under the price, not sudden overnight jumps. Wholesale cost and local competition explain those. So waiting until Cheap Tuesday or any other day to fill up isn't saving you anything anymore. If you want a genuinely cheaper fill up, compare prices at nearby stations using a fuel price app instead of circling the calendar and hoping. Number 5. Switching between fuel brands damages your engine. Some drivers stick to one brand their whole life because they think mixing fuel brands hurts the engine. It doesn't. Every drop of petrol sold in the UK, whether it's Shell, BP, Esso or a supermarket pump, has to meet the same legal standard called EN228. That's just a rule that says all petrol of the same grade has to work the same way in your car. So if you fill up half a tank at Shell and top it off at Tesco next week, nothing bad happens. Your engine can't tell the difference between the two. The only thing that actually changes between brands is the extra cleaning chemicals some companies add, called additives. These help stop dirt building up inside the engine over time. But the fuel underneath, the actual stuff that makes your car move, is identical. So if you've been avoiding certain stations because you think switching brands is risky, you can stop worrying. Fill up wherever is cheapest or most convenient. Your engine genuinely does not care whose logo was on the pump. Number 4. Idling barely uses any fuel, so it's fine to just sit there. Let's say you're waiting outside school to pick up your kid, or you're stuck in traffic and you just leave the engine running because you assume it's barely using any fuel at all. That assumption is costing you more than you think. Idling for a full hour can burn through more than 2 litres of petrol, just sitting still, going nowhere. That's not a rounding error. That's real money disappearing from your tank while your car does absolutely nothing. Multiply that by every school run, every traffic jam, every time you sit outside a shop with the engine on to keep warm, and it adds up fast over a month. The engine doesn't need to be running to keep the car comfortable for 2 minutes. If you know you're going to be stopped for longer than about a minute, switching the engine off actually saves you real fuel, not just a tiny, meaningless amount. It feels harmless because nothing seems to be happening, but your fuel gauge is dropping the entire time. Number 3. Manual cars are always cheaper to run than automatics. This used to be true. Years ago, manual gearboxes genuinely used less fuel than automatics because older automatic systems were clunky and wasted energy shifting gears. That gap has closed completely. Modern automatics now use technology like CVT and dual-clutch gearboxes, systems that constantly pick the most efficient gear for your speed and engine load, often faster and more precisely than a human driver ever could. Independent testing regularly shows these modern automatics matching or beating manual fuel economy on the same car. So, if you've been choosing manual specifically to save money on fuel, that reasoning no longer holds up the way it once did. Manual might still feel more engaging to drive, and that's a fair reason to choose one. But assuming it automatically means better mileage is outdated thinking based on how cars used to work, not how they work now. Number 2, premium fuel cleans and improves your engine, even if it doesn't need it. Premium petrol is marketed as the smarter, cleaner choice, and the higher price makes it feel like you're doing your engine a favour. For most cars, you're not. The only real advantage premium fuel offers is a higher octane rating, which only matters if your specific engine was designed by the manufacturer to require it. If your car's handbook says standard unleaded, using premium adds no extra performance, no extra power, and no meaningful cleaning benefit. All UK Petrol, regular and premium, already contains detergents to stop carbon, building up inside the engine. Premium isn't secretly cleaner underneath. It's the same cleaning technology at a higher price. Unless your manufacturer specifically states your engine needs higher octane fuel, you are simply paying more per litre for a benefit that doesn't apply to your car at all. Number 1. Fuel additives and octane boosters. Give a real performance boost. This is the myth costing UK drivers the most money for the least return. Bottles promising better mileage, more power, or a cleaner engine sit on garage shelves everywhere, and they're tempting because the claims sound so specific and confident. Independent testing tells a different story. If these additives genuinely delivered the improvements advertised, fuel companies would already be putting them directly into their petrol, since it would give them a massive advantage over competitors. They don't, because in real-world testing, the benefits are minimal at best. Octane boosters in particular rarely deliver anything close to what's promised on the label. Some products can genuinely help clean a badly neglected fuel system, but for a normally maintained car, you're paying extra money for a result you likely won't even notice. Regular servicing and using the correct fuel grade for your car will always do more for your engine than anything poured from a bottle.